Do you know the story, Glenn?
No, not really, no.
There was a Canadian soldier, right, who went AWOL.
This is the lady that was
shot in Porthcawl.
Yeah. Right.
Canadian soldier went AWOL, right, and he set up in a B&B with Lily Griffiths, but they were acting as man and wife. But he was already married out in Canada and already had a son out in Canada. So anyway, so the escape happened from Island Farm on the Saturday, Sunday night, March 10th and 11th. But on the Sunday afternoon, it's all over the news, you know, on the radio and so forth. And that night, so Sunday night at 10 o'clock, he'd been out for a drink. He'd been drinking around the pubs in Porthcawl. He comes home and he persuades Lily to go out for a walk with him. So they walk down round Porthcawl and then down a lane off New Road. And anyway, a gun is discharged, right? And when the police come, Howard says that the Germans had jumped her after her handbag and everything, wanted the handbag and food and everything, and in the ensuing struggle, he discharged his gun and shot her by accident, right? And she stood by that testimony, right? They had a 2-year-old little boy, so the two-year-old little boy comes up to Aberdare to stay with her sister, right? She then is told, you've only got a couple of days to live, you are going to die. They also tell her you're pregnant, but you're going to abort your baby, right? So she miscarries a baby, aborts a baby. Then, literally on the night before she dies, she changes her testimony and says that Howard, her supposed husband, no, he was a violent man, and he used to beat her up and all that, right? So the whole thing went to trial, and he got found guilty of murder, and he was hung in Cardiff prison. Right, but in the meantime, the 2-year-old boy who's staying with his auntie drowns in a drowning accident. So in the space of so from one single gunshot, she dies from the gunshot wound in here. The 2-year-old little boy drowns in a drowning accident. Is in here, right? She aborts a baby, right? And then Howard is hanged and is buried in Cardiff prison. So 4 people die as a result of from one shot.
And of course, blamed on the German.
And blamed it on the Germans, Now I found the trial papers. There's two papers in the Public Records Office in London. One is released, right, so you can get hold of it, and I've got a copy of it. And the other one is on a 100-year time lock. And I wrote to the Public Records Office and I said, will you release the file now after 75 years? Because they will review. And they turned me down. They said, no, we won't. It's going to stay on 100 years. And the curator who I was speaking with, I said I was particularly after a photo of Howard. I said I can't find a photo of either Howard or Lily. And he said, oh, there aren't any photos in the file. So he said, you know, that puts your mind at rest, like, you know. So
there's no photograph of Lily at all then?
Well, not in this file in London. So there probably is around here, and that's what we're hoping, that somebody gets wind of this and provides a photo of her or him. The problem you had in that time is newspapers didn't have a lot of, some newspapers had photos, but a lot of them had write-ups. So I got lots of write-ups about it, but no photos.
And it goes to an archive, was it? Like
So, but anyway, in one of the trial papers then that I've got is testimony, right? All the testimonies in Porthcawl Police Station. And there were 4 guys in a house next to the alleyway repairing an old radio set. And they heard the gun go off and they ran out into the alleyway and they heard Howard saying to Lily, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I've shot you, type of thing. She said, oh, it's okay, it was an accident, right? And that's in his testimony, but it doesn't reach the court. That's not mentioned in court. In the trial papers then it goes on to, and I've got a copy of those, it doesn't mention that. So it doesn't, and I think that is quite in today's. You get off on a manslaughter.
That's
what
right.
That. But he
had injuries. And was it a close range shot or?
Fairly close range because one of the bullet itself goes through the body and ends up in goes through a house nearby, and the bullet ends up on the chair or on the settee. The bullet passes through the body then. But septicemia and infection sets in, and she dies then 4 days later on the Friday. So shot on a Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days, 5 days. But 4 people died as a consequence of the shooting. Pretty sad story, really.
It is,
He then there's a big fight.
Photograph.
Elizabeth is the elder sister of Lily Griffiths, and at the time of baby Grosley's death, the baby was actually staying with Mary and Frank at Cwmaman.
Right.
So this is the resting place of Mary and Frank, which we'll see their house and the grounds of where baby Grosley drowned.
So Mary is, just to confirm, Mary is Lily Griffiths' sister,
Yeah.
and the auntie who was looking after the 2-year-old who drowned.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Her own son, aged 23, she lost her nephew, aged 2, in that tragic drowning accident. So.
Plus 2 of her own,
And
aged
plus
3
2.
and 4,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
who are now buried with Lily.
With Lily, yeah. Drowns in a drowning accident up here in Aberdare. Anthony Charles, the bottom one, it just happens to be another son that she lost. Yeah, so she was looking after her little nephew, 2-year-old nephew, when he drowned. Oh, I see.
It's a sheep dip. This is a sheep dip.
Oh, okay, get it.
No?
That's what it is it? Sheep dip. Wow.
And you can see where they put the boards to act as like sutures.
Yeah, yeah.
But you see it back there.
On the other side, is it?
See where that used to be continuous across the bottom,
Yeah.
and can you see the steel inlay in the wall?
Yeah.
That was where they would drop the timbers to build up the water level.
Yeah.
But that was cut away, obviously, because of the deaths that occurred in this pool. The runoff wasn't there.
Yeah,
What they would do is drop timbers down inside that,
Sure.
you know, to determine
Maintain
what,
the height.
what water level they wanted.
Yeah. Good idea, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all fed off the street.
Yeah, you got a shallow end and a deep end.
Yeah.
And the party was across this field here, is it?
I got books of information on it. Yeah. I got a booklet here that mentions baby Grosley drowning in here.
Okay. Which book is that then?
It's a Cwmaman book,
Right.
you know, the village book.
To make it smoother.
So you could actually
Stand up, walk about on the bottom, yeah. Clever they did it though.
Yeah, so obviously all this was the original.
Yeah,
They're so ingenious, how they done it there.
yeah. Natural
They
swing.
kind of make it into a weir.
Yeah. They would need out in the soup. Yeah, I found from the records, the trial records, it's got his address and
Howard's address.
Yeah, Howard's address, and you can find his house is still there in America.
The closest I got is a photograph of Grosley's sister.
Okay.
That's the closest I got.
But his son potentially is still alive.
Served in the Navy, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his first one, Marie Goulant.
Goulet.
should have bought my phone. 55, sure. 55, that rings a bell. That really does ring a bell.
She left that house there, went back to Portugal. That's a bit
But she left something like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Because he walks her to the bus stop, and she's back by the evening. So I would have thought it would have been an all-day trek up here and back to.
But then again, the trains used to run up here.
So she caught the bus because Howard walks her to the bus stop.
What's that? John got on the bus, isn't
That's what I mean. I don't understand how she got up here and back. Dropped the 2-year-old. She must have literally dropped the 2-year-old off and gone. And 2 years of age, you're only just about walking, aren't you? I don't know.
Because we fight chain at the end. And, well, I'm moving again now in the fortnight.
Are there any elderly people like still in any of these houses who would have remembered?
Right, I'm trying to think now. The thing is, there's a lot of new people coming. And it's, well...
The little 2-year-old boy?
2-year-old he was, yeah.
I remember that, yeah. I remember the story
yeah.
You know? It's very hard to say about now, about the older people, like. Yeah. You know.